So this is another weird one. Arrebato. Translation's Rapture. This is a Spanish movie from, I think, the late 70s. Maybe like 1980. Okay, so this is a real weird one, and I absolutely love it. Even though this is shrink wrapped, this is my own personal copy. I read it like 5 times before I bought this copy. Okay, so this is a real sleazy, real gay film that is also really metaphysical, and it is, I would say, technically a horror movie. I would say it's technically a vampire movie. Okay? But it's twisty. It takes a while to get there, and when it gets there, it's symbolic. Okay, so you have to know that going in. Also, you have to know there's full frontal male nudity in this film a number of times. You got to deal with it. Okay? All right, so the way this movie goes. Oh, actually, before summary, I should say I don't care about spoilers, but I'll give a pitch. Okay, the pitch is that this movie makes the thesis that both film and heroin are vampires because they produce a stasis outside of time and thereby feed into nostalgia. It's a little bit clunky. Whatever. Anyway, summary. Okay. This filmmaker, he as like favor to a friend, he ends up staying with her family briefly, and meeting with like an autistic brother or cousin or somebody who is interested in film, and sort of has a very clear Arrested Development, and then they take heroin together, and he becomes adult, but then he explains his way of doing heroin involving objects of childhood nostalgia. Anyway, the filmmaker gives this kid some equipment that he needed in order to have a constant frame rate on his shitty little camera. And he starts making, real movies, and he graduates in his maturity in general, but also in how he's thinking about movies, and then he moves into the big city. And he becomes a part of the underground counterculture nightlife, right? And he becomes popular. This guy who was like kind of the picture of the stereotype of like a Lifetime movie autistic, right? Okay. And then he gets into filming himself sleep. And he notices that, number one, his behavior when he films himself sleep, he ends up kind of acting like a heroin addict. Like he's sleeping all the time and then going out just to get more supplies, in this case film, right? And then the other thing he notices is that there's a red frame. And the red, and every time he does it, there's like another red frame. And so there's a countdown. At a certain point, all of the frames will be red. What does that mean? And he has, and basically at this point, the movie camera is a vampire. But they very specifically make this connection between the movie camera and heroin, and the connection to nostalgia. I realize this is all very abstract. If you watch the movie, I promise you, all of that will make sense. And if that doesn't sell the movie, I don't know what will.